Welcome to the Perfect Care EHR Document Management Training Series, Part 12, Annotations. We covered Access and Basic Navigation Part 1 and 2 of this video series. Parts 3, 4, and 5 covered adding documents to the patient chart using the scanning, import, and virtual printer technology. In Parts 6, 7, and 8, we covered printing documents, PDF export, and emailing documents from within the patient chart. In Parts 9 and 10, we reviewed removing and moving documents. In Part 11, we reviewed the document collector. In Part 12, we will review the document annotation functions. Document annotation allows operators to introduce new content of the documents already in the patient chart. Annotation to a document does not remove original content from the document to preserve audit integrity. Additional markup may be made to the document with each annotation tagged with the operator performing the markup, including the date and time of the action. Markup may be done only as a temporary change to the document or burned as a permanent addition to the document, allowing future reproduction of the document content, including the annotations. Some annotation tools may be used to omit sensitive information from the document prior to reproduction, such as printing, faxing, etc., while preserving the original document content. First, access the desired account. And then navigate to the patient document section. Locate the desired tab with the desired pages you wish to add annotations to. Access the single page view for the desired page. In this case, we will choose a basic Medicare Preventative Physical Exam form by clicking on the desired thumbnail. The system will load the single page view along with the corresponding toolbar at the top of the screen. Access the Annotations tool to invoke the additional annotation toolbar. The first 5 tools on the left are largely used to transform aspects of the image at the page level. The Speck Removal tool helps to clean up images by removing black specks from the page automatically. This may help with less than perfect original reproduction depending on the original source material. Simply press the Speck Removal tool and the system will revise the image automatically. If the page content is already in fair condition, then simply ignore this tool. The Deskew tool is used to help with pages where the original source may have been introduced with staircase effects in the lines or edges of the document, usually occurring when the paper is not straight when the original scan was conducted, or sometimes the original document itself is not properly centered on the original source material. The Deskew option will attempt to rotate the image content and straighten the horizontal and vertical nature of the lines within the page. If the page content is already in fair condition, then this tool may be ignored as well. The Reduce Image to Black and White tool is more commonly used if the original document was introduced in color. Often color pages do not make for a good reproduction, such as the black and white, and operators may wish to convert the page to black and white at this time. If so, simply press the black and white conversion tool icon. The page will be instantly converted to a black and white copy. The Remove Hole Punches is another page cleanup option, which may rarely apply unless the original page source contains holes which then translated to black hole punch dots when the document was scanned. If so, this option may help to remove those holes, which removes the dark spots on the page. If no such spots exist, simply ignore this tool. Remove black headers from this page is another tool which may be used when the page contains black lines along the edges resulting from a dirty scan or original source. Again, in this case our copy is fairly clean, so there is no need to attempt further cleanup. The next toolbar icon is the Select Annotation tool. This tool is used to select existing annotations on the page for further manipulation. We will demonstrate using this tool further along in this video. Let's move to the Text Annotation tool to add text to the current page. Select the Text Annotation tool from the toolbar. Notice the change in the cursor to the large plus sign indicating that the text tool is ready to apply markup to this document. Move the plus cursor to the desired insertion point on the page. Here, we'll move to the height box near the vital signs. Click and hold the left mouse button and then draw the desired text box in the area designated for typing. Release the left mouse button to finalize the text box location. The text dialog pop-up appears on screen. Use the mouse to left-click inside the text box. Here, the operator may add the desired text. Next, choose the color of the text output desired for this annotation. Finally, choose the text size proportionate to the desired reproduction size. Press the OK to complete entry of the text to the document. Notice the entry and the color of the text in green. The operator may now proceed to repeat the same steps to add additional text annotation to the document. Choose the text tool. Draw the text insertion point. Access the text dialog and insert the text. Choose the text color and text size and OK. And let's do one more. Now we've inserted 3 different text boxes, different information using different colors of text. Now that we have a couple text fields added to this document, let's choose to edit one of the previous entries. First, select the Select Annotation tool from the toolbar, changing the cursor to a small hand figure. Return to the box containing the text to be changed. Click on the text one time using the left mouse button. This will highlight the desired text box. We can now click again and hold the left mouse button to move the text box and the contents to another location on the page, much like a drag and drop. Here we're moving the height several lines up. Let's repeat and hold and drag the height back to its proper location. Using the same Select Annotation tool, the operator may double-click on the text to invoke the text editor, where the operator may change the text, color, or size of the entry. Here we'll double-click on the height, invoking the pop-up dialog, where we can now change the height value, along with text color and size. OK to complete the change. The operator may also use the Select tool to left-click and select a desired text box. Then, proceed to the X Remove tool on the Annotation toolbar to remove the text box from the document. Here, we'll remove the weight and confirm. Note our weight text box is now gone. To add our text box back again, we'll reselect the Text Annotation tool, draw in our insertion point, add the desired text again, and click OK. Now let's move to the Freehand Annotation tool. This tool may be used to conduct freehand drawing on the form. Select the tool from the toolbar, changing the cursor to the large plus sign again. Locate the area on the document for markup and press and hold the left mouse button. Drag the cursor accordingly to mark up the document as desired. When finished, release the mouse button, completing the markup. Here, we've entered a check mark. We'll repeat the same steps below. Having just entered our freehand check mark onto the document, the operator may wish at this time to invoke the Properties menu for this particular check mark and change either color or size of the actual markup used. Simply choose the Select Annotation tool from the toolbar. Return to the markup and double-click, invoking the dialog Properties box. Choose the desired color and line size for the markup. To move the freehand markup to a new location on the document, repeat the steps used to move the text box control earlier. Choose the Select Annotation tool and then click and hold the left mouse button on the desired markup to move the object on the page. The same holds true for accessing the properties of the document to change color or size by hovering over the object and double-clicking the left mouse button. The Stamp tool is provided to add stamp images directly to the page. Stamps may consist of any image from a simple approved denied stamp to an ink signature. Stamps must be added to the system by the NCG implementation team. Contact your support representative to assist with including stamps relevant to your practice. To invoke the Stamp tool, simply select the Stamp tool from the toolbar. The operator is presented with a series of stamp choices available in his or her system. Choose the desired stamp and click Close. Move the plus cursor to the desired location on the document. Press and hold the left mouse button and draw the stamp to the desired location. As before, if the operator decides to move this stamp on the document, simply invoke the Select Annotation tool from the toolbar, which allows the operator to drag the stamp or resize the stamp on the page. The Highlighter tool may be used to highlight sections of the page. Select the Highlighter tool from the toolbar and use the left mouse button and hold to draw the highlight over the desired area. When the operator is finished marking up the document, he or she should press the Save to store the markup. Saving the markup to the document does not protect the markup from removal. If an operator enters the annotations for this document at a future date, he or she may remove or adjust the annotations on the current document. For example, let's save these annotations using the Save option. Then press the Back tool to return to the multi-page view. Notice the annotations visible in the thumbnail view. Now re-enter the single page view again for the same page. Invoke the Annotations option again. Notice the annotations are present on the page. If the operator selects the Annotation Select tool, he or she may adjust the annotations currently on the page. If the operator desires to make the markup on this document permanent, he or she will need to use the Burn option to make the changes part of the permanent document content. That will also prevent future operators from accessing the annotations on this page or having the ability to adjust or edit the annotations just added. Press the Burn tool to make the annotations permanent. The system will prompt the operator, notifying them that this will make the changes permanent to the document. Press the OK. Notice immediately the system adds a small date and time stamp to each of the annotations present on the document as a reminder that these were added after the original document was added to the system, and these will always be identifiable as annotations to the original document. Now let's exit back to our main multi-page view. There are two remaining annotation tools to review, the black and white out tools. For this demonstration, we will choose a document with existing content from the Lab Reports tab. Here, let's use the simple example to white out the patient name or other sensitive information on the document before reproduction to print hard copy. It's important to note that the whiteout or blackout tools are the only tools for which the annotations may not be saved. The system protects the original document content and will not allow operators to save or burn the whiteout or blackout annotations to a document. The operator can, however, temporarily white out sensitive information before reproducing the document to hard copy. Select the page, invoke the single page view, access the annotation options, and then choose the whiteout tool. A message will prompt the operator, after you use this type of annotation, you will not be allowed to save your work. As we've already discussed, this prevents original alteration or permanent alteration of the original content of the document. And yes, we understand. Do you want to continue anyway? Click OK. Now we can use our standard left mouse click and hold technique to draw the whiteout over the desired content in the document. Here, we'll white out the name, gender, and age of the patient. We could also white out their address or account number. Remember, the operator will not be able to save this whiteout to the permanent document. But he or she may at this time use the print or email options on the single page view toolbar to make a reproduction of the page omitting the content we just whited out. It's also important to note at this point the distinction between whiteout and blackout. As we see here, the blackout tool accomplishes the same task by obscuring sensitive information on the document. However, the blackout tool creates a problem when reproducing the document to a hard copy. Using the whiteout tool is much less expensive in ink and reproduction cost. Therefore, usually operators will choose to use the whiteout option over the blackout tool. We will cover further advanced features and additional functions further in this learning series. This concludes the Part 12 video for Annotations.